Please be sure you've signed in with the QR code. And as you make your way to your seats and get some hot cocoa, coffee, and snacks, we're going to begin a video, and then we'll get started right after that.
Middle Tennessee State University is launching True Blue Fusion, an exciting university-wide initiative to transform how we manage our core administrative operations. At its heart, True Blue Fusion is a modern enterprise resource planning system powered by Oracle Cloud. It will replace Banner Human Resources, Banner Finance, Empty Source, and Page Up, bringing everything together into one streamlined platform.
The technological landscape is changing at an exponential rate, and as part of MTSU's commitment to operational excellence and innovation, it is crucial that we stay relevant with industry trends. True Blue Fusion's goal is to move away from manual and disjointed administrative processes towards a unified enterprise resource system that will help our people make data-driven and informed decisions on behalf of the university.
Oracle Cloud Fusion includes two major platforms: Oracle Cloud ERP for managing financials, procurement, budgeting, and planning, and Oracle Cloud HCM for handling everything from recruiting and HR to tracking time and payroll.
MTSU has established a strategic partnership with Huron Consulting Group to support the seamless deployment of Oracle Cloud ERP, HCM, and EPM systems. With this transition to the cloud, True Blue Fusion will positively impact how we work by bringing relevant, real-time data together for decision makers, providing a centralized, fully integrated system for users to perform key aspects of their jobs, delivering streamlined and user-friendly experience that can be accessed anytime and anywhere.
True Blue Fusion is a multi-year effort that will evolve over time. To stay informed and updated, visit the project's website, attend early learning opportunities, and participate in trainings coming in 2026. Your involvement is key to making this a success. For updates and resources, visit www.mtsu.edu/fusion or reach out to our team at truebluefusion@mtsu.edu with any questions or feedback.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope everyone's staying warm. I'm Jennifer Ponder. I work in ITD here at MTSU, and I'm the change management architect for this project. And basically, that means my job is to make this transformation as smooth, understandable, and stress-free as possible for all of you, or at least to try to prevent some unnecessary panic. Basically, if you need emergency chocolate, I'm your girl. So please enjoy the cocoa and the snacks to your right. It's really exciting to have so many of you gathered here with us. To learn more about this campus-wide initiative, you'll hear a lot of information today from our Huron and Oracle partners, from our executive sponsors, Drew Harpool and Yvette Clark, and you'll even get to see a live demonstration of Oracle Cloud. We'll wrap up with Q&A and some giveaways, so be sure to stick around until the end today. But first, it's my honor to kick things off with someone who's championed this transformation from the very beginning. Please join me in welcoming Provost Mark Burns.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. Hello, everybody. This is the interactive portion. Okay, thank you. Joe's a beat slow, but he's trying. Really grateful that you all came out, particularly the week before Christmas, after the semester winds down, and we're supposed to be able to breathe a little bit. That's not really happened in our office. I don't know about you all, but this is a really important event. Our campus kickoff, community kickoff for the True Blue Fusion project. And those of us who've been around a long time have heard the lore about the last time we changed these systems. What did we have before Banner? We had something else. What? SIS? No. Doesn't matter. The movement to Banner was painful, and people pulled their hair out and were doing the equivalent of two jobs and didn't know what was going on. At least that's what I heard. I was sort of clueless throughout all of that. This time it's not going that way. That's my impression. I mean, under Yvette Clark's, Yvette, let's give her a round of applause. She has done, even though I didn't get to be in the movie, Yvette, you've done a great job of being transparent and keeping people informed, and most importantly, asking for your input as this process develops. That's really our ask of you going forward, is be a part of the planning and the work on the front end, which will make it the entire system better once we get it up and running in 2027. So this is a big deal for the campus. I was talking about it with President McPhee this morning. He's excited about this project and eager to see it go forward. It really is something that's going to affect every single MTSU employee and probably every student, at least indirectly. So even if you're like me and you hope never to sign into this system, oh, wait a minute, that was my inside voice. I do understand and appreciate the importance of it, because so much of our daily activity is going to be tied into this. So it's really important that we all pay attention, participate, and the fact that you're here today is a great signal of your willingness to do that. Yvette and her team have, and also thanks, you'll hear more from them later, I think, to our partners from Huron and Oracle Wave. Thank you all for coming and for everything you have done and will do to make this a success. There's quite a structure around this project in terms of the various groups that have been assembled to work on it: the executive sponsors, the steering committee, the Blue Partner Network, and the True Blue Fusion project team. So really all parts of the university are integral. And even though that there's not a student section of this yet, academic affairs is very much in it. And so for my colleagues in that division, thanks for your participation. What I really like about the way this is being rolled out, and today exemplifies this, is the commitment to transparency. We don't want anybody to be surprised or to not know what's going to happen, or to get toward the end of it and say, oh, wow, I wish I'd had a chance to say my piece. That's we're building that in to this process, and also have started in plenty of time, we hope, to get this up and running by the launch date next year. You saw briefly on the screen, there is a, what do you call it? It has all the bars and tells us the timeline. Timeline is what we call it. Perhaps I should consult the notes instead of just carrying them. It is so well thought out. And so thank you, Yvette and team, for doing that. And again, our main ask of you today, other than to eat all the food before you leave, is to continue to be involved, continue to pay attention, participate in the sessions. If you don't feel like you're getting an opportunity to participate, call Yvette, email her, and she will find a way to incorporate you into this, because it's very much a joint project, one that's really important for all of us to succeed. So again, thank you for coming out today. This is going to be a good thing for our students and our employees, and ultimately that's everything we do. We should ask that question: is it going to be better for our students, better for our employees? I'm convinced that the answer to both of those questions is yes in regards to this project, so I'm excited about seeing where it goes. Thank you very much.
I can safely say, after seeing myself on the video again, I hate that. And so Mark can have my spot on the next one, since you weren't in this one. So what is True Blue Fusion? You saw the quick video, and we've talked about it being a banner replacement, but what does that really mean? This is our shift to Oracle Cloud. That's the product that we're going to. It's a major modernization of our core administrative processes. This move is entirely about creating administrative efficiencies, streamlining our work. Our success depends on strong partnerships. Our implementation partner, Huron, our OCM team, our change management team, Blue Partner Network, the Oracle group. We'll cover everything. We'll have them come up and speak. We'll cover the scope of the project,
and we'll cover our timeline today. Our implementation partners are Oracle, who is our technology solution provider, and Huron, our implementation lead. Oracle brings the platform, while Huron guides us through the implementation process. MTSU gets to shape how this works for our campus. This partnership model ensures that we have the best expertise in higher education, Oracle configuration, and change management. Collaboration is our key, and together we're building a solution tailored for MTSU's needs. Happy to invite up our Oracle and Huron partners to say a couple of words.
Hey everybody, I'm Pam Snyder and I am the GVP for Oracle's higher education practice for North America. Couldn't be more excited and proud to be here. I lead 4 teams focused exclusively on higher education. As Drew said, we're your technology partner. We've been delivering cloud solutions in higher ed for quite some time. We have over almost 200 customers that are implementing the solutions we're talking about today that you're going to be taking on to do your jobs better, to be more efficient. What I wanted to share with you is we not only run these world-class applications, we also run the infrastructure and the technology. So we really own everything underneath the covers. So the buck stops with us on from the technology standpoint. And I just wanted to mention that I've been honored to be asked to be part of your executive steering committee. So my job at Oracle, I get to spend a lot of time with customers in the field, helping them implement these solutions and certainly helping them thrive with them. And that's really my job. So I will be working very closely with not only Huron, but also with the MTSU team to make sure that every bump in the road that we have a solution for and that we're working cohesively together to make sure that everything is on track for next year. And then the last thing I would offer is that we're delivering new capabilities to these solutions every 90 days. So you're going to see continued enhancement and innovation and investment in that. And we take a lot of feedback from our customers from specific user groups in higher education. So we're really proud of that, being able to continue to outpace change for higher education. But I really wanted to also mention is we have a long-standing partnership with Huron. I've worked with this team for many, many years on many projects. We have great collaboration and communication. I meet with them regularly. We stay very close on these initiatives. And you guys have made an amazing selection, but I couldn't be more proud of the partnership that we've been able to create for many of our customers over the years. I'll turn it over to Bill.
Thank you, Pam. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Anderson. Good afternoon. I am the program sponsor from Huron and wanted to thank the university for your partnership on this initiative. Also wanted to thank Oracle and Pam for the continued support, and thank you for all of you being here today. I'm going to echo some of what was in the opening video, and it's really the implementation team is seeing the efficiencies through the initial rounds of testing already, and it's through your participation that really drives home those efficiencies throughout the coming months, really the next year until we reach that targeted go-live date. So I encourage you to continue the participation. All of you being in the room today a year from go-live, it's very encouraging to the implementation team to see this level of support from the campus, and it's what's going to give you the efficiencies that are expected, the user experience improvements that are expected in the Oracle Cloud version of the application. So in closing, thank you in advance for that continued participation in the coming months. We appreciate it. Look forward to working with you throughout the next year. Back to Drew.
And we just had a friend join us. Welcome. Thank you. So this is probably my favorite slide in this whole deck. It's only a little distracting having it. You're good, Lightning. You're good here. This is probably my favorite slide in the entire deck because it shows the scope of what we're really doing with TrueBlue Fusion. When we say that we're switching away from Banner, this is not a small process. We, of course, in higher education, love an acronym or 8. And so we have human capital management, HCM, and we have enterprise resource planning, ERP. HCM is our human resources module. ERP is our finance module. As you can see, this is a huge change. The number of back office processes between absence management, payroll processing, journal entries, account reconciliation, how we process travel, grants, how we do budgets, how we will display our data, all of that is going to change. You have a new chart of accounts. This is going to be a big change for the university. We'll be moving away from our indexes to a whole new field. And what that gets us is better reporting, better accountability, and better data to make decisions. One of our goals is we want to make sure that you have the data that you need before you know you need it. And this system, through all of these changes, is going to allow us to do that. So how will this impact you? I would expect to see changes in how you request, approve, and track HR and finance activities. You'll see new online tools with self-service options, streamlined workflows, and enhanced reporting with real-time data. Everyone is going to feel this impact, but our goal is to make that transition easier, not harder. That's why we're going to be building multiple layers of support that you'll hear about. We talked about the timeline. The big date there is go live, January 2027. That's when the system is coming online. But as you can see, we are right there in the middle, about where December is, suspiciously how calendars work. The way that we've broken this project up is into 6 major phases, 5.5 phases, depending on who's counting. We have our launch, define, develop, confirm, transition, and then it's a phase, but it's kind of the most important, is realize, when the system goes live. We've gone through the launch. We began this process back in February. We've defined a lot of the scope of what we intend to do. We're in the middle of the develop. So develop phase for this, we're going to have 4 rounds of testing between develop and confirm, where we'll be testing the system, iterating on the system, trying new things, seeing what works, configuring what we can, and moving on to the next item. Throughout that time, as you can see at the bottom, we're going to have communications, stakeholder engagement activities, like what you're in today, readiness workshops, and then more training. The goal here being that you all will hear about the project, you will know about the project, and ultimately, I want you to groan every time you hear about TrueBlue Fusion, because you've heard about it too many times or gone to too many meetings. That's a good sign that it's become part of what we're doing. So TrueBlue Fusion is going to improve the way that we work. To put things in context, when we moved to Banner, smartphones did not yet exist. Life has changed a little bit since then. Technology has changed just a wee bit since then. And we're going to see that change in the way that we do business. For 20 years, we've operated on Banner. And many of you have experienced all the fun frustrations that come with Banner and the manual processes and inconsistent workflows. So in January, when we make this transition, we'll have access to real-time financial and HR data, automated workflows and transactions, and the ability to access our data-driven decisions. So TrueBlue Fusion isn't just a technology upgrade, it's a shift in how we operate. We're evaluating every business process that backs this up. We're making our processes more streamlined and up-to-date. It's going to integrate all of our processes that currently spread across several aging systems, and it's going to bring us together for a better campus experience. What that means for you is that all of those fun processes that you love to hate are going to change into a new thing for you to hate. But they're going to be important, and we're going to try to minimize the pain. With that, I'm going to kick it over to Yvette about how it will impact our current technology and processes.
All right, thank you everybody for showing up. After finals, before Christmas, the provost speaking, sharing his words of wisdom. But I do have to say thank you for all of you to come. I mean, I know it's a lot of effort. You have things that you're still doing, trying to get things done for the end of year. Thank you for the commitment to learn what we're doing, where we're at, and where we're going, and be a part of that. And I sincerely mean you need to engage with us and be a part of this transition. It's not going to work without you. We need everybody. So with that, I'm going to talk about some things that you already are familiar with, right? What processes are going away? Drew's already said it. Banner HR, Banner Finance, Chrome River, Page Up. Some of the employee self-service functions are going away. Some things will stay in the student area. But Banner Advancement's also going to go away. It's not on this slide, but it's going away too. The things that are staying are student, okay? So I know the students are the lifeblood. We just don't have the bandwidth to change all at once. We're doing it in phases. So this is our start, finance and HCM. And we're a good ways on our journey. As Drew said and the provost said, we've been at this a little while, picking our implementation partner, picking the software, putting together the organization that's going to serve you guys moving forward. And I do mean serve you, right? We're not only serving the implementation team, and that's the functional users, the finance and the HCM experts out there that know their processes and that are driving those change, with Huron as the partner. And with Oracle as that underlying technical piece that pulls it all together and allows us to send it out in that new automated, better workflow technology that's at our fingertips, basically in our hands, right? Much different than it used to be. Those 3 pillars that are going to support this project and have been doing, and that got all you guys in the room, are the 3 work streams are our project management team. And if I can have the project management team stand up from here on in MTSU, you two know who you are from here on. They're shy, and I really appreciate that the provost is going to, and Jesse's back over here for MTSU. Those are our project management leaders, right? They make sure we stay on time, things are scheduled, we get things going. Our next team is our change management team, and you've seen one of them up here, our architect, but Carissa's back in the area too. You guys gonna, okay, there they are, waving their hands. 3, 4, there's several others out there that are on that team. They're just shy, I think. Oh, there they are. They're back in the corner. Nothing happens without those 2 groups working together. And then the other one that truly is going to move us forward is our technical team, okay? And where's our technical team? Yes, you guys know who you are. I know you're shy. You want to crawl under the table instead of standing up. But there's a few of them not here today because of commitments. But we have really literally asked everybody on the IT team to participate in some way to lift this effort because, as Mark said, they're doing their day jobs too. Those in the functional areas are still doing their day jobs too. So it's really important to have those people that are supporting those functional users, the finance and HCM that are driving the change, with the Huron leads that have the expertise in higher education processes. So when we talk about those teams moving us forward, that's happening. MTSU is a little bit more special, I guess, than some of the other LGIs that are also going through this change. We have 2 other major projects going on that impact us. One of them is for the advancement. When I said Aleutian Advancement is going away, it's because it's part of the finance, and it doesn't live without that piece. And so we are actually implementing a piece of software that is being done in conjunction and in sync with what's happening with Oracle, and they will go live 2 weeks after we go live with Oracle. And that is our AffiniQuest. And Ron DeVater is not in the room today and asked for permission not to be here. What a wonderful person to work with. Somebody that really wanted to be here and reached out to me and said, is it okay if I don't come? I got to get this bio mapping done for the advancement with our new AffiniQuest. And I said, yes, you'll get to participate next time because we will continue to communicate with you guys in these ways. Okay, so AffiniQuest. The other one that I'm going to mention that Academic Affairs is very familiar with is our Canvas implementation that we are working on, because that's our student, and it actually integrates with our other technology. I guess, geez, Drew, you're catching your stutter here. It's the brain stutter, right? I'm ready for a vacation too. But all of it works together, right? And it's our technical teams and our functional teams on both sides, academic affairs, faculty, teaching. That Canvas implementation is campus-wide and we will feel it. But we have decided now is the time to do that also, even though we were taking on this other big project in the AffiniQuest, because MTSU wants to innovate. We want to innovate with intention, and now just happened to be the time. So again, you're in this room because it's going to take all of us. okay? So moving on, I'm gonna take the time now to let you see, and some of you will see it for the first time, some of our functional users have actually seen it a little bit, but Will Lightning Sullivan is actually going to demo Live Oracle and show you some self-service HR stuff. He's gonna be more technical than that term, but I'm gonna let him take it away.
All right, let me just go set up here. I have my friend back there who works in the entertainment help me out with this, so I appreciate that. All right, we're all good. All right, so I'm here to talk to you about demo the system, kind of walk you through what employees will see here. So I guess before I even get to that, raise your hand if you're an employee of MTSU. All of you, great, perfect. So this is relevant to all of you, so let's all pay attention, right? Okay, so another thing about me is that I'm very passionate about Oracle Cloud HCM, right? So I could talk to you, and my HR folks on this project, they know, like, I could talk about this forever, right? So if I go over time, I was given 10 minutes to give me like the hook or give me like some Oscar music, and I'll vacate the stage. But with that, we can go ahead and get started. All right, so here I am, I'm logged into Oracle Cloud. And you can see right away, it's striking, it's beautiful, right? It's branded with MTSU, and you know, we're gonna keep that moving on. So the scope of this one is really just taking a look at all these different tabs up here. What we're gonna really talk about is this Me tab right here. This is going to be available for all of your employees across campus, and we're gonna be doing, you know, the same actions within the system. So for this, I'm gonna take you through a few items here. What I'm gonna start with is this personal information tab. So this is where you can go and find a bit more about your biographical information, your employment information, your compensation info, all right? So first, let's go ahead and go into the personal details pages. All right. So you can see in here, we have Lightning, and in parentheses, we have Blue, and we have his last name is Raider, right? So another introduction into, you know, Oracle Cloud is that we will have additional kind of name fields that will be in the system, right? The first one that we have is a preferred first name. We also have a preferred last name, right? And that's gonna be important to track some of like our faculty members. Maybe if they've published publications under like a faculty alias, or maybe it's their maiden name. We wanna be able to track that and also communicate that out to our external directories as well, right? So that's just something I really just wanted to pop up because, you know, why not? We also have the ability to add your photos into the system. You can see Lightning over here. He's back there, but he has this great little headshot here, and this one he has glasses, right? There he is, perfect. You forgot your glasses, but, you know, and you know, that's kind of what we're doing in the personal details. I think a lot of this is going to have workflow associated with it, so it puts you guys in charge of being able to enter in your own information and kind of eliminate some of those extra steps where you have to fill out a form or something like that. And that's been a lot of our design process when we're designing out employee experience and taking that into consideration. All right, so that's your personal details. Next, I'll just go into your employment information. So this is really great. This is like a one-page kind of summary about who you are, how long you've worked here, who your direct reports are, if you have them, right? So you can see in here your assignment information, right? Think about that as like your job, your manager, it's all kind of consolidated in one area. So you'll be able to see kind of details about your employment status here, and how long you've been in your specific job profile, et cetera. Going down here, you'll also be able to see your contract information, okay? So if you are on a 3-year contract or if you're on an extended contract, that will all be included in here, and you'll be able to see the details about that as part of this. You'll see your managers in here and then all of your direct reports. You'll also be able to track your hire date, your seniority dates, right? So you have real-time access that's really accessible for you to go and see those things and maybe even confirm that everything is correct, right? Once we go live, we're going to make sure that you guys are also included in this. You know how to navigate this, right? And you can also say, you know, hey, something looks a bit off in there, right? And we can go take a look at that and get things fixed if needed and if necessary. All right. I'm also starting to get that stutter. It's a little bit contagious, but. All right. So that's your employment info. Let's go into compensation, right? This is what everyone really cares about, right? We come here to get paid. As much as we love our jobs and as much as passionate I am about Oracle Cloud, I like getting paid. All right, so in here, you're gonna be able to see your salary as well as your salary histories, right? So as your salary, progresses or changes, you'll be able to see what it has looked like year over year, how it's been updated for market adjustments, or maybe it's for your annual across the board increase, right? All of that history will be included in on this page here. In addition, you'll also be able to see all of your additional compensation, right? So maybe we have some stipends for some extra work that you've been doing, right? That'll all be inclusive in one area. So it'll be really easy for you to be able to go and see your whole total comp. In addition to this, we also are going to be delivering total compensation statements, which will be inclusive of all your different earnings types as well as deductions for your benefits, et cetera. So you can go through there and kind of see, okay, this is my statement of earnings for the year, and then you can maybe even compare it against the next year, right? So there's a lot that you can do, and it really kind of increases that employee experience. All right. So let's go ahead and jump out of this personal information area, and I want to take you into the pay, right? So you saw how much you're going to make. What does it actually look like when it's going to hit your bank account, right? So in there, we're going to navigate out of that personal details area, and we'll go to this pay. It's interesting. They put it up on this top row because I'm assuming that's what people are most interested in. So I'll go ahead and click into here, and there's a lot of boxes in here, and as we progress through this, we'll start to slim down these so you'll see more relevant items to the scope of this project, right? But that's not to say, all of these are going away. So what I'll just do is I'll Lightning, that's who I am. I'll go ahead and click into my pay slips. And Oracle has done a bang-up job with their user interface. Across the years, I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and it's just exponentially gotten, so much better year over year, and it's just incredible. I love it. So you can see in here the different earnings that you've been paid for the current pay period, right? So you'll be able to see that stipend that he had, as well as his fiscal year salary coming from his base salary earnings. You'll also be able to click into the deductions and see all the deductions that were withheld as well. And then you can go ahead and see your physical pay slip in here as well, right? Similar to what you've seen, in the past. So you have some great graphics that are going to kind of walk you through that, as well as seeing that physical pay slip as we go through this. Okay? So that is pay. I know everyone's kind of interested in that. Let me just go over to my notes. See, the thing about this meeting is I didn't know this was going to be like this, 250 people. I've never spoke to a crowd this large in my life. So my notes look like this. So next one I just want to take you into is this Celebrate module. And I really like this because you guys have a great initiative that you started doing with the kudos, right? Right now, that's all electronic. It's on the website. Now we're going to move that into Oracle Cloud, right? So what we can do is just take a look into this Celebrate application. And this is where you can go and you can see your different employee recognitions, right? What are the kudos that people have given you? You can see, Alana Thompson, she's a huge fan of Lightning here, right? So she said, you're so helpful, thank you, kudos, right? But this is also for, if you have direct reports, you can go ahead and just pull out who you would like to recognize and throw them a kudos, right? And I think that that's really important. It speaks to the culture and, the connectedness over here at MTSU. All right, so that's just something I wanted to highlight. Last thing I wanted to get at before I get the boot, I think I'm coming up on time here, is I want to take you into this connections module, specifically to look at some of the org charts in here, right? It'll all be built into one module, and I think that that's a really powerful thing. So let me do Lightning. He reports to Cassie Marcantonio. Okay, she is the CRP, I guess this phase of testings. There he is. This phase of testing's president, right? In this area, this is where you're going to be able to see more of their contact information, their work locations, as well as this org chart. So let me just take you into this, right? So this here you can see Cassie, all of her direct reports, and the people that are her secondary, et cetera, kind of reports to structures in here. So you can go over here. Lightning, come on up on stage. Here we are. Okay, so here's Lightning, right? Lightning has 182 direct reports, right? I know, you wear many hats here. So this is where you can just go through and you can see all of his direct reports from here. You can directly give them some kudos. Yeah, and just 2026, we're coming out with the training, okay? So don't get overwhelmed with all of this, right? So I just want to take you in here. It's kind of your one-stop shop. We're including a lot as part of this module. Employees are going to be logging into this a lot, right? So yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to show. Appreciate you all. What'd you think? You like it? Okay, cool. All right, well, he approves, so I think we did our job. All right, now get me off. I gotta go. All right, now.
Lightning is speechless. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm speechless. Thank you, Lightning. And thank you, Will. That was great. Everybody looks a little different, right? But we'll find everything. So all of you thought, when you stepped up into this room and decided to come was, how does this impact me, right? If I'm you, how does this impact me when I walk into this? The transformation of this magnitude takes partnerships, and I've talked about this already. But it's the only way we're going to get through this, and that's everybody plays their role and everybody shows grace as we're going through this. The biggest work is yet to come in front of us, right? There's some timelines and who is involved. I'm gonna let you move forward one thing. Oh, I was never doing it. They were doing it for me. They're like magic back there. Who's involved? Our executive sponsors, our project leadership, our project team, the Blue Partner Network, and then implementation partners that we've mentioned before. I'm going to let you move. Actually, I'll just do it now since they've told me I can. The provost mentioned my name several times. I have never been in this alone. From the beginning of this project, as soon as I walked on this campus, I was looking for partners to move forward with in everything that we do in IT, okay? It takes all of us. We need to know what's needed and we need to know how to implement it, and it takes all of us. And so when Drew and I sat down and thought about executive sponsorships, and Jesse, Susan, Bill, I was like, I want all of the executives, vice presidents and the provosts to be executive sponsors of this. It's very important that this whole campus recognize that everybody's engaged and behind it. And so I would like the vice presidents that are here. I know I've got one that got his doctorate degree this Saturday and decided he was going to go on vacation. I don't understand that. All those years of hard work, and the provost finally let him get his doctorate. So if the vice presidents that are in the room and the provost would stand up, and I can thank you for your engagement. And I really want to thank the provost for agreeing to be in the next video, because Drew and I would like to retire from that duty. So thank you. The next group is the steering committee. And you'll notice that we've got pretty good representation across campus. We've got academic affairs with Becky Cole and Rachel McGinnis in research. And we've got Laura Gent in HR, Rhonda Votter in advancement, Lisa's in technology, and Zach is in the finance area over procurement and contracts. And so that group continues to work and be engaged in the project and kind of steer where we're going. They were part of the selection committee who brought on Huron as our partner. And we thank them for being engaged very early in this project. The next group is one that was created after we went out and started talking to areas. All of the pillars of the university are represented by the Blue Partner Network. But they went out, our organizational change management team went out and said, what's working in Banner, what's not? What would you like to see improved? What are your pain points? And they came back and then they engaged these people and said, would you be part of our Blue Partner Network? And that group will be somebody that you can reach out to and ask what's going on if you're not sure or how something's going to work. If they don't have the answer, they'll come and get it. Or you can reach out to any of the steering committee and myself, as the provost said, reach out. The one thing that could derail this project and make us struggle is for people to start saying things that aren't actually what's happening. So it's really, really vital that everybody gets the facts from those that are engaged, and that we help everybody understand where we are and where we're going, and that it's going to take all of us to get there. And so would the Blue Partner Network stand up? Anybody that's listed on that? And thank you for your early engagement, and thank you for all the work that you have ahead of you and for agreeing to do that, okay? So those are some of the key individuals that you'll need to keep in front of you as we move forward in this project. I got to get to my right notes. Sorry, guys. So the progressive learning approach is what's coming at you guys, right? And we're going to start doling that out in small increments. We're going to meet with that Blue Partner Network monthly with different subject matters that we're going to cover. They will be able to take that to their groups and communicate back into their individual areas and make sure that those areas are knowledgeable about what's happening, okay, in the timeline. The bigger thing for everybody sitting in the room is probably the end user training. And that's probably not going to start until fall of 2027, which seems like a long way off, but it's really not. It's going to come before we want it to, really, I think. But when that happens, we're going to try to dole it out in small snippets in different ways, right? We'll have the in-classroom areas. We'll bring you into labs and teach and do some training. We'll have the computer-based on-demand courses that you can take. We'll have the in-system guides actually in Oracle, the Oracle Guided Learning. And who's our Oracle Guided Learning team out there? There's a whole team that's actually just doing that for us. Darren, where's your magic suit and your team? Where's the rest of your team? Are they standing up? Yeah, come on, everybody. Like, be proud. Thank you. That's something different for us, right? Oracle Guided Learning is going to change some of the way that we're able to go into a process and actually have feedback right there at our fingertips, right? To know, oh, that's what it wants me to do. Oh, that's my next step. So those are going to be different things. And then the instructional videos that our organizational change management team is going to make sure that we have. So we've already built that framework, and we're starting to develop that. And we're going to get feedback along the way as we're continuing to develop that. And then post-go-live support, we've already kind of mentioned that. Pam mentioned it when she talked about Oracle and the way they continue to roll out new functionality. We are going to have a team that continues to review that functionality, and we are going to go with each one of those quarterly updates that Oracle puts out, and we're going to look at our processes, and we're going to painstakingly stay up with it to see if we can incorporate that new functionality in a way that makes a difference in our processes. Now, that's a different load than we've been able to handle before, but we think this organizational change management and the Blue Partner Network is going to guide us along that way and help us to manage that change as we move along. And so I'm excited about that and that new functionality that will continue to roll out and be available to us. Lastly, today, when you go back out, I know it's vacation, but January's coming. When you come back, share what you've learned today with somebody that wasn't able to be here. Reach out and ask questions if you have questions. Make sure if you want to be in the know of what's going on, that you reach out to that Blue Partner Network and know what's coming next, what's scheduled. If you're not sure where to go to mtsu.edu/fusion. It has the timeline. It has the organizational information that I put up about who's doing what. It has actually more information on there. It has resources that you can reach out to. It has the information to at least get you in contact with somebody to get you the answer. And if we don't know the answer, we will work towards the answer. So, as the provost said, we do want to be transparent. We do want to keep the information going to you, and we want that to be a two-way street. If we don't know what you're thinking and we don't know what you're needing from us, we can't deliver. So with that, I am going to open it up and have Carissa come up and open it up to some questions and answers.
Awesome. Thank you, Yvette. Excuse me. I'm holding this very close to my face. I don't even have to come up to stage. I'll just say, hi, everyone. I know there's lots of questions, and we've been reaching out to many of you across campus to get your feedback and answer your questions as best as we can. So we definitely want to open it up so everyone can ask. But we started with a few that we already know people are curious about. So I'm going to tee the first one up to you, Yvette. So what part of this transition do you think is going to be the most difficult for campus?
I think learning what's changed and accepting that it's not going to be easy, but we're going to get through it together. I mean, like, it's just, as Drew said, it's a huge lift, and it's a lot of change. And we learned to maybe accept illusion. We hope we have something better with that. But that's going to take all of us digging in and taking the training, actually doing what it requires to understand how things work, and feeding back to us what we need to make the next changes.
Thank you. I think the next one I'm going to tee up to Pam, Bill, and you, Yvette. I think you hinted at it in the presentation, but are there any plans to move to the student process or move student processes into Oracle? And what does that product look like from an Oracle standpoint?
So I will start with what our plans are. So we are totally focused on getting the HCM and the finance moved over, going live in January of 2027, and making sure during that next year that things are working smoothly, they're running right, you guys understand how to use them, the feedback's going both ways, and we're managing Oracle in a sustainable way for MTSU, right? That moves us, it continues to move us forward. Continuous improvement's what I'm after. And so student is one that we keep our eye on, right? Because we know it's our lifeblood. We really do. Our student information system is how we manage our students, because we want to get them accepted into the university, and we want to get them graduated out of the university. And so that's key. Right now, we are not looking at moving that. We are keeping our eye on what comes next after 2028, basically. 2027 live for that year, 2028, what does that look like? So that's 2 years from now. But we do, the other LGI CIOs and I meet weekly. We talk about what's happening in student. We've had Oracle give us a presentation last April, Dennis? April? To see where they were. And so we've not taken our eyes off the ball, but it's not our focus right now. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Pam, and she can share kind of where Oracle is right now.
Thanks, Yvette. So Oracle's had a long history with students. So I just want to kind of set the bench right there. As we've been serving student management for over 39 years. And we have a lot of customers using our legacy product. We decided not to take that on-premise solution that's serving large institutions across the industry and just move it to cloud infrastructure. We decided to reinvent the entire solution to where higher ed is going. And so we're building it natively in the cloud. So Oracle's been on a journey to build this solution, build it better, build it for where higher ed's going, and to meet the needs of the change and be adaptable for where higher ed's going. So I say all that in context. We have 8 customers implementing Student Management Cloud, our cloud native solution today. Some of them are community colleges, some of them are small private schools, many of them are banner customers. So there are customers, we call them our early adopters. They meet with our higher education development organization every 90 days with the head of development. So their feedback is being received directly into our product. And when they can go live, then our product's ready to go live. So we also have 3 large R1 institutions, one here at the University of Tennessee, the Tennessee System, as well as UCSF, an academic medical center, and Rutgers University. So 3 large R1s, 3 that will have more complex needs. They're also going to be starting their student journey with us in 2027. So they'll be starting their implementations in 2027. The 8 early adopters should be going live in late 2026, early 27. So that's kind of where we are, but our early adopters are working very closely with us. I did also want to mention many of these institutions are starting with financial aid first, like the University of Tennessee. So we have 60 customers live on our financial aid solution today, which was formerly known as Vocado, and Oracle's moved it to our Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and we're moving it to our Fusion architecture. So I say all that is that's where many institutions will start their cloud journey with modernizing financial aid and improving that process for students early in the cycle, and then moving to our student system later. So, we are, I appreciate the perspective you're taking, keeping a close eye on where we are. We have 65 institutions that are part of our cloud advisory board, and they are helping us drive the roadmap of our product, and we continue to be very transparent with all of them and educate them on where we are, and you're certainly part of getting that information from us. Anything else?
I would only add, as far as Huron goes as an implementation partner, our student experiences go back as long as we've been a partner. We started with Oracle in higher education, implementing the on-premise version of Oracle. The Huron team can fact check me. We're at 21 or 22 years as a partner now. I would only add a couple of more things, that we are that partner with UT System. So we are working with them currently on their financial aid implementation in Oracle Student with that roadmap to go to student management. Probably for the short term, what you should have confidence in is this hybrid approach that MTSU is following, where you do implement HCM and finance first and stay with a legacy student system. From off the top of my head, at University of Wyoming, we implemented 6 or 7 years ago with this same roadmap. More recently, Butler University is another example where they have an on-premise version of student with a cloud version of HCM and finance. So it's a proven roadmap that the university is following.
Thanks, Bill. And Drew, I know you're our resident cheerleader here. So my question to you is, what process do you think folks in this room are going to be most excited to see move to the cloud?
From the workflow perspective, probably travel claims. Travel and expense management looks very, very different in Oracle than it does in Banner, mostly because it doesn't live in Banner. We have that weird amalgamation of dynamic forms, Chrome River, ESP for P-card transactions. All of that moves to one module in Oracle, and it's a very clean experience. I think after that, seeing some of the HR platform, like what Will showed us, those are going to be the next, because that's how you're going to interact with the system the most. You're going to be seeing those forms. You're going to be touching it anytime that you want to go see your payroll information, see your work history change, your tax deductions. I know no one else cares about the tax deductions, but I do. Those are going to be the big experiences, and they are a huge change in how we look and feel and interact with the system.
Thank you. I want to invite anyone to ask questions about Oracle or Huron first. If not, Pam, Bill, thank you for answering on student. We'll open it up to any questions.
We still reserve the right to call on you.
Anybody have any questions about TrueBlue Fusion or the product you saw today, the team involved?
When will the trainings start to where we can know when we can actually get into the system and start working in it?
So end-user training is going to start in fall of 2026. We'll have some early, kind of like what you saw here, where you might get some exposure to the system before that, but the real end-user training will start fall 2026. The reason for that is as we're going through all of our testings, we're going to be tweaking the system, changing little things, changing workflows. And we don't want to put a system that's going to change in front of people and cause that frustration of, well, we trained you, it changed. Or we trained you, it changed. We trained you again, it changed again. And then everyone's just mad at us for continuing to change the system. So we're looking at that fall of 2026 to do the training and get everyone comfortable. And we also know that training is going to be an ongoing need as we move into the system, so it will continue to be deployed. And we have some new products that are going to be awesome. Oracle Guided Learning is really the one that we're the most excited about because it can help guide you through the system rather than for those processes that you do once a year and don't remember how to do the very next time you do it. It can help do some of those and show you how to do them. No problem.
Will there be any complications with the changeover from Chrome River to the new travel system? Because a lot of times with like study abroad, we do the pre-authorization sometime like in, I don't know, like beginning of the semester, and that doesn't happen for like another year. So will that cause issues?
The snarky part of me wants to say yes, but no. The big thing here is as we're doing scenarios, when we're doing this testing, we're trying to plan out all of those scenarios that we're used to seeing, including the complicated ones, including the hard ones, such that when the transition happens, the system can handle whatever we're going to throw at it. We're also training people, this didn't get mentioned, but we're training people to be able to configure the system well after our partners at Huron leave us. They're going to be with us for the couple of months after we go live, providing hypercare. Such that if we do something really wrong, they're there and helping support us. So we'll have that couple of months of extra support. And then we will have a knowledge transfer where we have people on the ground trained in how to change, such that if there truly is a transaction that we haven't seen in the last 3 years, but is novel to us in some way, which does happen, especially in international travel, we will have ways of being able to handle it.
Hi. 2 questions. One, what is the date it goes live and when does it go live? But my second question, you've mentioned we'll be training people. Do you need any volunteers to be trained?
We need all the volunteers who want to be trained that want. And some of that's going to be the Blue Partner Network and getting those people involved. Some of it is, it doesn't hurt to have people on campus trained on how to use the system. Not afraid of any of that. In terms of the actual date, it will be in the first week of January. I don't think we've set this precise date apart from January of 2027. Some of that we're just looking to see as we approach those final months. Does it need to be the first week or does it need to be the second week? And giving us how do the holidays fall for that time period so that we're not trying to schedule go live on New Year's Day. No one wants that.
Great questions. Do we have any others?
What else? Happy to answer anything.
Are we calling it True Blue Fusion or Oracle?
So we are calling it, the project is True Blue Fusion. It is built on the Oracle Cloud software.
Okay, so this whole transition is just the True Blue Fusion, but whenever we say we're working in Oracle?
So
I think True Blue Fusion is
Yeah.
what we want to label it.
the product as we're using it will be called True Blue Fusion, but it's built on the Oracle platform. Call it True Blue Fusion.
Okay, thank you.
Be clear. Be
Yeah,
clear, Drew.
I will be clear.
True Blue Fusion.
Yeah, call it True Blue Fusion.
Scanning.
Behind
Over
you.
here.
It may be too early to ask, but what does reporting look like under Oracle? I feel like a big part of my day is reaching out to people and asking for very specific, very detailed information, and they dread my phone calls because they have to build something custom for me. Will there be more options for us to do that independently without having to reach out to other people to do that?
So it looks magic and ephemeral right now. I say that because we haven't done that yet. That's the next stage. We've started our conversations about what reporting looks like. Now, a lot of the change management that we've gone through so far on our sides have been setting the stage for what reporting will look like differently. What we do know is some of the modules, we didn't talk much about EPM, but it's the module that we'll be doing a lot of our budgeting out of, is way more capable than our current combination of Argos and ePrint. The ability to filter up and down in hierarchies, so being able to see, if you're a dean, for example, being able to see your entire college or one department and moving up and down those levels fluidly is going to be available to us. So a lot of our budget information is going to be a lot cleaner. We're also looking forward to being able to do individual funds, like faculty funds or grant funds and allowing faculty to be able to see their funds without having to call the business office to say, hey, how much money do I have? Or to call research and say, hey, how much money do I have? So providing more of that data to all of our end users is the goal. But we are currently in that data gathering stage where we're gathering all the reports that we absolutely need for pesky things like the financial statements before we move into the budget phase. The budget phase will happen closer to fall of 26 as we really start to get into some of those end user developed reports.
Okay, I know we did keep you over, so I'm going to do one more question. I do want to encourage everyone to scan the QR code here. It's a survey, and it does give you the option to write in any questions maybe you don't want to ask out loud or we didn't have time to get to. So that does give us an opportunity to answer all your other questions. But I think I saw one more hand over here.
Okay. Will the slides in the presentation be available after this, after we leave from here?
On the website.
Oh, and a recording? Will a recording of this session be available for us to look back on, or just so we can look back at the information that was presented today?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Clarissa just said.
Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. We're done. But before you go, please, please, please take out your phone, scan that, and answer just a few questions for us. We really want to make sure that we get your feedback and your thoughts on what we've covered today. Also, we have each table should have had some notepads on it. If you'll flip your notepad over, one of you has a sticker on your notepad. A few of you do. If you have a sticker, you can pick up your very special True Blue Fusion mug at the back of the room on your way out. Please get any extra t-shirts that are back there, and please get all the snacks that you want to take with you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, and an excellent new year. Thank you.